this Thanksgiving is going to suck a bit.
This is not some existential reality. Cancel your plans if you absolutely do not need to travel somewhere.
Travel by car if you must travel.
I don't like it to be any number. I like it to be keep it to your immediate household.
Eat all of the mashed potatoes by yourself. That's what I'm going to do.
Limit the number of people, do it outside, and wear your mask.
If you go over to a friend's house, mask up the whole time you're not eating or drinking.
If you're a college student, shelter in place for at least 7 days once you arrive.
Separation should be the norm.
Avoiding direct contact, including handshakes and hugs.
Speak softer, because louder voices, shouting, screaming, actually singing spreads the virus.
You can't test your way out of or into safety here.
You can't test your way into Thanksgiving dinner. I mean, you just can't test your way to that table. That's just not the way of doing it.
You can't test your way into Thanksgiving dinner.
Having one person serve all the food so multiple people are not handling the serving utensils.
And open the windows if you can, or have the air blowing out.
Do a lot of FaceTime or Zooming.
I'll be there virtually, but not personally.
A Zoom Thanksgiving is a lot better than an ICU Christmas.
Cancel your plans. Cannot be more clear here.
Invite Grandma? This could be her last Thanksgiving? Yeah, if you invite her to a place where she can get sick and die.
People who don't want to miss out on their next family event of Thanksgiving should watch that segment again. Because what you really don't want is your next family event to be a funeral.
You are listening to A to Jet Noise, and this is the Morning Flyby.
Good morning. Happy pre-Thanksgiving. That was a media montage of people telling you that you suck if you want to have Thanksgiving with your family, your friends, and your loved ones. My favorite one was Chris Cuomo, of course, of all people. As his brother said, my mom's coming over, my 89-year-old mother. Of course, after his laws, like he likes to call them, were put down, that you shouldn't be having Thanksgiving with your family and friends. You should Zoom or virtual, whatever, what have you, Thanksgiving. Yes, indeed. Yes. As he says, my 89-year-old mother and my daughters, who don't live with me, are coming to spend with time here at Thanksgiving, because you know how that, because he can and we can't. Yes. More news on that Gavin Newsom outing. That apparently 12 people were supposedly there after he told you that don't gather with 10 people. And actually there was 22 people that were there. And of course nobody was wearing a mask. And they even got so loud apparently that some of the other patrons throughout the restaurant decided to complain. That's how ridiculous Gavin Newsom and his clan were acting. Yes, indeed. And did you know that there was actually medical professionals, people that are actually helping him make his decisions on the COVID crisis out there in California? I tell you what, the elites are shining through. And we should let them. We should blow all of our lovely Thanksgiving plans right out the door. Don't gather with your loved ones. Yes, don't spend time with Grandma. It might be her last one. But like Chris Cuomo said, yeah, if you invite her out to dinner, where she might die. I'm not a New Yorker because God blessed me. Not because New York people are bad, but because Cuomos exist in New York. Indeed, the Cuomo family exists in New York. Enough about how much the elites are spitting on us and taking advantage of their status for Thanksgiving, I say get together for Thanksgiving. I think you know what to do. Make things safe for grandma and grandpa, older uncle, older aunt. Find a little corner for them so they can kind of observe the family, the grandchildren, and all those lovely things. And make those meals available in your home for the people that you will gather in your home. And to hell with the rest. Let's get into this madness that we call America. Vermont will be questioning children. More about the Thanksgiving thing. Vermont will be questioning children and their parents about the nature of their Thanksgiving gatherings after the kids return to school. Yes, it's exactly the way it sounds. Those found violating the state's rules against celebrating with another household will be required to quarantine at home. Governor Phil Scott, Republican, issued an executive order prohibiting gatherings both inside and outside of any kind between households in public and private spaces. On Tuesday, state officials delivered an added threat to those who dare to visit grandma for Thanksgiving or have grandma visit. Children will be banned from the classroom and must return to remote learning at home for 2 weeks. Or for 1 week if they can prove a negative COVID test. I want to argue this, but it's Vermont. They're gonna do what they're told. They're just gonna fall in line. It's Vermont. Look, this has been the plan. This has been the plan for a long time now. This time of year is where companies go from, if they're in the red, they get a chance to get into the black. A boost to the economy kind of thing. So all these little sales and stuff you see, this is to get you in the stores and spend money. And we gladly do that. I'm as a matter of fact, I'm hearing that at least 50% or more of people are, anxious about getting into the stores and doing their, Black Friday thing, punching each other, running over each other, fighting over television sets that really aren't that good. But this is that time of year where we can boost the economy, get those companies that were in the red, because again, sales can be a little slow throughout the year, but to get the excitement of Christmas, and it kind of puts you back into the black, hence Black Friday. It's the beginning of that season, that season of spending, we'll call it. But government's doing its damnedest to put the brakes on that thing, to slow it down, just stop it. Right? So we're getting threatened by schools, government officials, apparently some police. I'm very excited that some sheriffs are like giving the middle finger to their government officials, telling them to go to Hades, we'll call it. And hopefully we can have a peaceful Thanksgiving with our family and friends. Again, we're not stupid. Just take it on. Just take it on. I think it's an injustice to take advantage of Thanksgiving and use it to separate families. If you fall for it, hey, God bless you. I'm not knocking you, but are you making an effort to connect with your family on one of the most important days for families in America. Just mull that over. Are you making the effort, a real effort, or are you just letting government tell you what to do? Disturbing finds in Virginia, study of virtual learning. The analysis indicated that the percentage of students with 2 or more unsatisfactory marks at the end of quarter 1 increased in school year 2020 to 2021 for all student groups when compared to school year 2019 to 20, quarter 1 marks. Overall F marks increased from 6% of the all the marks to 11% of all marks on 83% increase on an 83% increase. The amount of increase among racial, ethnic, gender, and other student groups was highest among students with disabilities. I know that well. My son was suffering emotionally and spiritually. And I mean spiritually, his energy was drawn during that shutdown, and drawn to the point to where it was frightening for us. Very frightening for us. There's times where he seemed lethargic. And what it was is he wasn't connecting to anything. He wasn't connecting to the outside world. He was stuck with mom and dad most of the time in a car, going for car rides. He loves those. They're easy. They're soothing to him. Excuse me. And they're satisfying for him. But he was stuck in that rut for months. Easily. During the shutdown, easily I put 30,000 miles. Just during that shutdown period. So what are you talking about? March into late June, was it? Yeah, it's when we got him back. It was late June. We got him back into some sort of program. So children with disabilities suffer dramatically to the point where it can get a little scary. If you're a parent paying attention, you can get a little scared about how far they decline. English learner students, 106% increase. These are Fs. These are failing grades. These are just a dramatic drop in education. Lowest among blacks. 63% increase. Surprising because we're told that blacks suffer the most in education. The blacks suffer the most in education, as if somehow black children can't learn, or if what they are learning is white. There's some sort of problem. That's another argument. But it was lowest among blacks. The failing grade increase, and white students 67% increase. So even the white students suffer a little more than the black students. Another argument for another day. Nonetheless, all groups showed increases in the percentage of F marks received during quarter 1 of the current year as compared to prior year, indicating that more students were failing courses during the virtual instruction period than had occurred when instructions was delivered in person. Younger students were much more seriously affected than older ones. Middle schoolers exhibited a 300% increase of F marks, and high schoolers exhibited 50% increase. We are destroying our children's minds simply because we are afraid as adults. Another thing to mull over. another thing to mull over. James Mattis says, get rid of the America First policy. Wow. Mattis wants the Biden administration to reevaluate U.S.'s foreign policy. We hope they quickly revise the national security strategy to eliminate America First from its content. It's restoring it in the commitment to cooperative security that has served the United States so well for decades. He wants to go back to the old school, because, endless wars, those have worked out so well for us so far. Mattis also argued for continued U.S. troop presence in Afghanistan and Iraq. He wrote, It is in the United States' interest to build the capacity of such governments to deal with the threats that concern Americans. I remember the good old days when fuzzy-hearted liberal Democrats argued that we had no business trying to impose American ways on those countries. Remember those? Remember when your liberal friends were all tickety-tacked over Bush going to war? And now our liberal friends want to be a part of that. Go get them and turn them into us kind of thing. That work isn't quick or linear, but it is an investment in both. This is, again, Mattis. But it is an investment in both greater security and stronger relationships, and preferable to the United States indefinitely having to take care of threats on its own. So, Mr. Mattis is apparently okay with continuing on with these hamster wheels that we call war. He also called for a substantial investment to help build capable and willing allies and to sustain an industrial base that can provide for the defensive needs of the United States and help meet those of its most essential allies. In other words, dig in, plant roots, and continue spending American dollars, keeping our troops in places that are not needed or quite frankly not even wanted. Not only that, but limit the resources of the troops, and because eventually keeping the troops in those areas, eventually the cost outweighs their necessities. So they're able, you're not able to get the latest and greatest nifty doodads into their hands because it's costing you more to just keep them there so they can just stare and eventually get killed. So, yes, Mr. Mattis. Mad idiot. Or Mad Dog, I'm sorry. Mattis. Mad idiot. Wants to go back to the old ways and keep the troops spinning their wheels overseas. Andrew Cuomo has canceled Thanksgiving plans with his 89-year-old mother. What a mean son. And two of his daughters were facing a wave of backlash following his pleas for New Yorkers to limit their holiday plans and stay away from their loved ones. On Monday, Cuomo, who has been pleading with New Yorkers to avoid non-essential gatherings and celebrate the holiday with only those in their immediate household, told WAMC-FM that he planned to gather with his 89-year-old mother and two of his daughters for Thanksgiving. That same day, a senior advisor to Cuomo told the Business Insider that the governor has modified his plans. Because he cares, or because he got caught. As the governor said, the story is my mom is going to come up and 2 of my girls is the current plan, but the plans change. That's my plan. I'm going to work. I've got a lot of work to do between now and Thanksgiving. And given the current circumstances of COVID, he will have to work through Thanksgiving and will not be seeing them. Don't tell his mom. That was in the quote. Don't tell his mom. He's talking to a news source. And then he wrote, don't tell his mom. Because, you got to throw that in there because that's cute. Right? Early Monday, Cuomo revealed that his out-of-state daughter would not come over and for Thanksgiving to keep families safe. That or she was just avoiding him. The way I see it, we'd all like to think that his first priority is to keep people safe. Although the history of his handling of the COVID circumstance is approaching criminal. And sitting here on the sidelines, watching as this jerk strangles his state and sends his biggest city into a spiral of poverty and violence, does not bode well for him in the trust him to do what he says category. So I'm going to think it's safe to say, I think it's a safe bet to say that Cuomo will find a way to have his family together, including Chris. Including Fredo. The Cuomos are going to get together. No doubt. Whether it be for Thanksgiving or delayed Thanksgiving. Because, all eyes will be on them during Thanksgiving to see if indeed our boy is his mom, his 89-year-old mom is going to be in the house where he said she shouldn't be. But they will. They will get together. You got trust over there. Andrew over there. And his because he'll probably have ventilators there, right? To keep everyone safe. Big tip. I'm gonna have to figure out what that tip is. Big tip left during a tough time for a Cleveland restaurant. Finally, for some good news happening here. And it's nice to see that it's happening here in my town. After hearing that Nighttown in Cleveland would be temporarily closing due to the coronavirus pandemic, a customer left a sizable tip on his $7 pint of Stella Artois tab. Nighttown owner Brendan Ring, said that the customer handed him the signed check and told him to share the tip amongst the staff. That's nice. Ring said, I looked down at the check, but I didn't have my glasses on, and it looked like $300. But when I put my glasses on, I realized that I didn't have my... but I realized that it was a $3,000 tip. $3,000 on a $7 tab. Wow. I ran out of the door after him and I said, dude, there's been a mistake. He said, no, I meant it. It's no mistake. I'll see you when it reopens. Now that is the spirit of the holidays, my friends. If you got something to share, share it. Don't hold it to yourself. There's a lot of people sitting back on these on tough times during these holidays. I'm hoping that we go out of our way this year to tell these politicians to go to Hades, like earlier. What was that? Anyway, thank you for joining me. It's pre-Thanksgiving and some production issues. But I think I like the way this show turned out. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got some information and got some ammo that'll get you through the day. But indeed, pre-Thanksgiving, do not give up on your plans. Do not give up on your family. Go out of your way. There's a lot more police that said that they are not going to do a thing because it's none of their damn business what you do for your holidays, as long as you're not doing something illegal. And being with your family, taking the risk is not something illegal. None of this is illegal. And again, they are threatening our economy and, most importantly, our families. I can't stress this enough. I'm sure I'm going to bring it up again because there's more and more ridiculousness happening within our media and our government on trying to stop us from having these Thanksgiving. So, if it has to be a virtual one, do not short yourself. Zoom said they're going to increase the time on get-togethers. So, if it has to be a Zoom one, do a Zoom one. But do not cut yourself away from your family, and do not cut your family away from you. Enjoy this Thanksgiving. Praise God. Love one another. Do not let these people tell you what to do. This is A to Jet Noise. You were listening to the Morning Flyby. By goodness sake, please check me out on Facebook. Like me. Follow me on Facebook. On Parler. Please follow me on Parler. People are apparently seeing this thing on Parler, so maybe I can get like one or two of you to watch. On YouTube, A to Jet Noise on YouTube. And on channels, or I should say on Rumble, go to channels, A to Jet Noise, and you will see my adorable face. And I can't stress this enough. I try to do these as a radio type show. So you don't have to look at this if you don't want to. You just turn me on, turn up the volume, go do what you're going to do. Coffee, breakfast, get ready for your day, put on your makeup, what have you. And just listen to me. My smooth, dulcet tones. I will see you soon, hopefully tomorrow. Until then, big hug, be good, be still, enjoy your life.